Better Call Saul, Lalo, Salamanca. Hello, I'm H.G. Tudor. I'm continuing my examination of various characters from the universe of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul to help you understand what those individuals were and what motivated and drove their behaviours, and also with a particular emphasis on narcissism and psychopathy, naturally, as a consequence of the nature of this channel. Thank you to those of you who've been sharing the work. Please do continue to do so, finding time to hype the videos and ensure that they're shared in particular places where fans of the series might wish to understand more about the breakdown of the characters that they've enjoyed watching. The more people that watch these videos, then the more that I will create. It's a simple equation, and my thanks in advance. Eduardo Lalo Salamanca, portrayed by Tony Dalton in Better Call Saul, with mentions in Breaking Bad, stands as one of the most captivating and terrifying antagonists in the Breaking Bad universe. As a high-ranking member of the Salamanca family and the cartel, Lalo is the nephew of Hector Salamanca, cousin to Tuco, Marco, Lionel, and Joaquin, and serves as a capo, overseeing enforcement and drug operations. Introduced in Season 4 of Better Call Saul, Lalo quickly establishes himself as a multifaceted character, charming yet ruthless, intelligent yet impulsive, loyal to his family yet utterly devoid of emotional empathy for outsiders. His actions drive much of the tension in the prequel series. I'm going to look at his psychological makeup, focusing on narcissistic personality disorder and psychopathy, and Lalo certainly ranks as one of my favourite characters in relation to the series. A core trait of narcissism is a grandiose sense of self-importance. Lalo views himself as superior, smarter, tougher, and more cunning than those around him, which fuels his need to dominate interactions and environments. This grandiosity is evident from his introduction, where he positions himself as the family's saviour and the cartel's enforcer par excellence. Lalo embodies this grandiose sense of self-importance in his interactions with subordinates and rivals. In Cushata, Lalo arrives at El Michoacano, Nacho Varga's restaurant front for the cartel, and immediately takes charge, showing a lack of boundary recognition and a sense of entitlement, cooking tacos with a family recipe and offering them to Nacho with feigned humility. This act isn't friendliness. It's Lalo asserting his culinary and, by extension, cultural superiority, demanding admiration for his skills while subtly reminding Nacho of his lower status in the family hierarchy. He boasts grandiosity about his cooking, saying it's better than anything Nacho has tasted, which underscores his need to be seen as exceptional, even in mundane tasks. This grandiosity extends to his strategic prowess. In Season 5, Episode 10, Something Unforgivable, after surviving an assassination attempt orchestrated by Gus Fring, Lalo fakes his death by murdering an innocent couple, Sylvia and Mateo Ramos, and using Mateo's body as a double, after having previously fixed Mateo's teeth to match his own. This plan shows his intelligence, but also demonstrates his narcissistic belief in his invincibility. He laughs off the attack, viewing it as proof of his superiority over Gus, whom he mocks as Chicken Man. Lalo's video message to Don Eladio in Plan and Execution further highlights this. He films himself exposing Gus's super lab, positioning himself as the cartel's indispensable hero, expecting praise and elevation in status. Lalo seeks excessive responses through charm and performance. In Vida Sane, he visits Hector at the nursing home, gifting him a bell from a hotel where they once tortured the owner. Lalo recounts the story with glee framing it as a fond memory, and rings the bell triumphantly, seeking Hector's approval as validation of his loyalty and cleverness. This isn't familial bonding. It's Lalo performing for an audience of one, ensuring his uncle admires his ruthlessness. Similarly, in the episode The Guy for This, Lalo insists Saul Goodman to manipulate the legal system for Crazy 8, turning him into a DEA informant. Lalo pays Saul handsomely, but insists on being involved, relishing the role of puppet master and expecting gratitude from those he helps. There is a clear absence of emotional empathy, and Lalo's callousness is stark. He exploits others without remorse, viewing them as extensions of himself. In the episode Winner, Lalo murders Fred Whalen, a travel wire clerk, simply for access to security footage tracking Mike Ehrmantraut. He chats amiably with Fred before stabbing him, showing no hesitation or regret. Fred is merely an obstacle that must be removed. This extends to innocence. In Plan and Execution, Lalo casually shoots Howard Hamlin in Saul and Kim's apartment, dismissing him as collateral in his quest for information on Gus. Howard's death is inconsequential to Lalo. He steps over the body and continues interrogating, illustrating his inability to recognize others' humanity unless they serve his needs. Arrogance and haughty behaviours also permeate Lalo's character. He often belittles others to elevate himself. In Bad Choice Road, he invades Saul and Kim's home, lack of boundary recognition, suspecting deception about the desert money pickup. He toys with them like prey, mocking Saul's explanations and arrogantly assuming he can extract the truth through intimidation. When Kim confronts him, calling out his paranoia, he's momentarily taken aback, but he recovers by laughing it off, refusing to admit vulnerability. His arrogance peaks in Point and Shoot, where Lalo holds Gus at gunpoint in the Superlab, forcing a tour and monologuing Grandiosity about his victory. He underestimates Gus, believing his own cleverness unassailable, leading to his demise when Gus exploits a hidden gun. Exploitative relationships define Lalo's narcissism. He uses family loyalty as a tool for personal gain. In Magic Man, Lalo confronts Gus and Juan Bolsa at the chicken farm, manipulating the conversation to sow doubt about Gus's loyalty, all to advance the Salamanca agenda and his own status. Even his supposed caring acts, like ensuring Abuelita refunds money in a smuggling operation, these are pragmatic, maintaining alliances for his benefit. In Wine and Roses, Lalo informs Hector of his survival via coded messages, but this loyalty serves his revenge plot, reinforcing his self-image as the family's avenger. He's always striving to be the most charismatic in the room, dominating conversations with humour and energy. He watches, in 50% Off, Nacho handle a police raid from afar, later commending him, but it's laced with condescension, positioning Lalo as the judge of worthiness, reinforcing his grandiosity and superiority. In Axe and Grind, Lalo tracks down Casper, a former member of Werner Ziegler's crew, and brutally interrogates him by chopping his foot with an axe. Casper's resistance enrages Lalo, heated ignited fury, who sees it as a personal affront, leading to excessive violence beyond necessity. He engages in boastful storytelling to exploitative manipulations, and it's clear that he has a need for control and seeks admiration, underpinning narcissistic traits. Lalo is emotionally shallow, manipulative, and engages in remorseless violence. He is an individual that scores highly in relation to interpersonal affective traits, such as his charm and lack of emotional empathy, but also in relation to lifestyle and antisocial traits like impulsivity and criminality. He, in effect, strikes me as a high-functioning psychopath, succeeding in crime through intelligence at the expense of others. Superficial charm is Lalo's hallmark psychopathic trait. He disarms with friendliness, masking lethality. In the episode Kushata, Lalo's taco cooking scene with Nacho exemplifies this. He smiles, jokes, and bonds over food, but it is simply a veneer to assess Nacho's loyalty after Tuco's imprisonment. This charm persists in confrontations. In Wiedersehen, he compliments Gus's chicken while subtly threatening him, using affability to probe for weaknesses. Manipulativeness defines Lalo's interactions. He lies and schemes effortlessly. In JMM, Arrested for Fred's Murder, Lalo uses the alias Jorge de Guzman and manipulates Saul into securing $7 million bail via a desert pickup orchestrated by the cartel. He exploits Saul's greed, promising payment while knowing the risks. In Black and Blue, Lalo travels to Germany, charming Margareta Ziegler, Werner's widow, at a bar to extract information about the superlab. He poses as a friendly American, flirting and sharing fabricated stories, only to break into her home later, lack of boundary recognition and criminality, seeking evidence. He engages in pure manipulation without guilt. Lack of remorse and the absence of guilt is extremely evident in Lalo's violence. He kills without hesitation or reflection. The murder of Fred Wallen in Season 4, Winner, is clinical. Lalo chats casually, then stabs him, wipes the blood and proceeds. There's no apology, no second thought. Similarly, after the assassination attempt in Something Unforgivable, Lalo slaughters the hit squad, shooting, stabbing and burning them, then murders the innocent Ramos couple to fake his death. He shows brief fury over his cook Yolanda's death, but quickly shifts to revenge, indicating selective care only for those that are useful to him. His empathy is cognitive only. It's learned. It's performative. It is not genuine. Callousness and the absence of emotional empathy extend widely. In Plan and Execution, Lalo kills Howard Hamlin with a silenced gunshot to the head, then nonchalantly continues his plan, telling Saul and Kim to get on with it. Howard's pleas mean nothing. He's simply an inconvenience. This aligns with the psychopathic disregard for life. Impulsivity, though tempered by considerable intelligence, appears in some risky decisions. In Bad Choice Road, Lalo impulsively confronts Saul at home after finding his damaged car, escalating tension despite potential exposure. His decision to investigate Gus personally, like sneaking into the laundry in Point and Shoot, shows thrill-seeking impulsivity, a psychopathic trait. Criminal versatility and parasitic lifestyle fit Lalo's cartel role. He engages in drug trafficking, murder, money laundering and espionage, living off the family's operations while contributing through enforcement. In Better Call Saul, Saul's terror at mentioning Lalo, "It wasn't me, it was Ignacio. He's the one. Oh, no. Lalo didn't send you," reveals Lalo's reputation for psychopathic retribution, even posthumously. Pathologically lying, this supports his schemes. In Wexler vs. Goodman, Lalo fabricates alibis during his arrest, and in court he maintains the de Guzman persona flawlessly. Shower effect means that his emotions are superficial. He laughs during killings like post-assassination, where he grins while planning revenge, showing excitement as opposed to trauma. There is an overlap of narcissism and psychopathy, especially in relation to the absence of emotional empathy, manipulativeness, and grandiosity. Overall, I see Lalo Salamanca as a psychopath with narcissistic traits. Whilst there is a need for recognition and admiration, it doesn't reach the levels of the necessity of fuel given his more loner persona, the active enforcer that is only subjected to his manufactured loyalty to the family. He is arrogant. He is dismissive. However, the combination of his intelligence and the psychopathic remorselessness that he exhibits makes him uniquely dangerous. His intelligence channels traits into strategic violence. He's ruthless. He represents the chilling representation of psychopathy laced with substantial narcissistic traits, marked by charm, manipulation, grandiosity, and callous violence. From cooking tacos to orchestrating murders, his behaviours, backed by examples like the Fred Whalen killing, Howard Hamlin's death, and Superlab confrontation, illustrate clearly the disordered nature of Lalo Salamanca. While he shows apparent care for family. It's simply cognitive empathy and is self-serving, aligning with high-functioning psychopathy. This allows him to thrive in the criminal world, although it does ultimately lead to his self-destruction. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.